Folks, it's Destination Uri, live to the world. You're most welcome back again. I have friends with me now from Newry and Mourne District Council. People I should greet with Giadich. Giasmiradich. It's a lovely greeting, that, isn't it? And it's Irish because these folk in the council have just completed and passed a course on the Irish language, and they've done it very, very well indeed. But it's a beautiful language. That's a lovely greeting. God bless you. May God and Mary bless you. Is that it?
That's what it is, yeah.
That's what that is. You know, people are offering them each other that sort of greeting. They're not going to strangle each other or cause other problems. You know, there's something special about it. Fintan.
It's different than saying hello, isn't
it? It is, but it's a nice hello, for goodness sake. So what was the... Aisling Murray, you're the PA to Liam Hannaway, the new man. Does this mean that you're new to council? Because he's certainly new to post.
No, I've been working in the council now for 18 years.
Were you with Tom beforehand?
Yes, I previously worked with
yes,
Thomas.
Of course, we have talked in the past. That was Tom McCall, who's the outgoing man, or the outgone man. He's gone now, and good luck to him.
Unfortunately, yes, he was a lovely man.
He was a good man, did great things. And Darren, your involvement in this within the council, I suppose it's for the three of you. Like it's not obvious that council employees should wish to become proficient in the Irish language, or indeed any other language. What's the genesis of the course? Where did it come from?
Well, I'm part of the Irish Language Liaison Committee within the council, and we've been trying to get the course over the past 3 or 4 years, and through good relations, we eventually got funding for it, and we got nominees from each of the different groups in the council, and we've been going now from, I think it's last September, every Friday afternoon for a couple of hours, and it's been great fun while enjoying learn the Irish language again. I mean, I haven't done it from
school days.
Nearly 30 years ago, so it's been very enjoyable.
Fintan, why I don't have Irish, but yet I would come from a tradition of Catholicism. Not that the two any longer are the same thing, because it's in many, many regards, it's the in thing to have the Irish language. And Brian Faulkner, God rest him, he used to speak Irish at times. Many's the time he did it in the RTE office in Belfast years and years and years ago. But why should I acquire the Irish language?
Well, for a start, it's not a religious language. It is the Irish language.
But in the old days, it was perceived as that. You know, we know what we're talking about here.
Modern society, if you look at all the media, there's a lot more Irish media within modern society, particularly television.
Yeah.
And in terms of both the arts and sports, there's a lot more media presentation in the Irish language. So even from the simple business of watching a television program, you very often hear Irish speakers in it. Yeah. So from that point of view, yeah, if you like the language and if you enjoy hearing people talk the language, it's good to know and have some understanding of what they're saying. You may not understand it all, but if you understand some of it, then at least you appreciate it more.
Do you remember one of the great programs on RTE, and maybe forgive the pronunciation, Throm agus Éadrom?
Yes.
And it was presented by a most charming man, I can't remember his name now, but that was a wonderful program because you were getting some in Irish, you were getting some in English. And maybe that's the better way forward, because if you're totally Irish, you're excluding the majority of the population, but if you're using the two, you're hooking everybody in.
Yeah, well, I think the last thing you want to do is force the language on anybody. You know, it's there to be enjoyed, and I think even within the council, you'll get people will say, when would you ever need it or when would you ever use it? But even in my experience in building control, a couple of months into the course, I went out to a lady's house. It was Check Anna, and she found it all right, and I'd said, oh God, I've seen Anna's house in the gate, and she said to me, "An bhfuil Gaeilge agat," and I, which is obviously you speak Irish, yes, so I said, "Get the bug Gaeilge agam, tell me follow me Gaeilge," so basically telling her I was learning Irish and a little bit of Irish, and she was delighted with this. You know, her mother was from Donegal originally, so it's surprising how once you've learned a bit how it goes on then, you know.
And is the language flowering now? Because once upon a time, in the not so distant past, certain groups within our society were accused of hijacking the language for their own purposes. Is it? Do people perceive you to be of a certain political persuasion because you use the language?
I don't think so.
It might have been the case once.
It may have been, but I think now we're operating in a wider European threshold, and Irish would be one of the recognised minority languages under that, and through that the council they formulated a policy for the promotion of the Irish language and the use of the Irish language even in things that I'm involved in, like the street naming and erection of street nameplates and town lands. And they're all now put on in a dual language format. Or the majority of them are put in dual language format. So we get queries in relation to that, and with the Irish language section, we get involved in interpretation in that way. So it is a growing use of the Irish language within the council, and this reflected that.
The people who have really mastered this in a big way, and I used to sail over to them, the Welsh. Everywhere you go in Wales, the Welsh language is even more natural than the English language, and they're so proud of it. You have a wee way to go to catch that.
It's harder to spell the Welsh words.
It is indeed. It is indeed.
It is up and coming, the Irish language.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But isn't it interesting, such an ancient language, we say it is up and coming, and we look to a resurgence of it, perhaps.
It's definitely modernised. You know, children are going to the knee skills, the bun skills. It's definitely out there now.
Absolutely.
Everybody wants to learn it.
Absolutely.
Especially from my point of view, my children are going to be going to high school and that, learning the Irish language, so it's good for me to learn, to be able to help them.
When you say they're going to high school, which high, is there an Irish language high school?
They will be going to high school.
Aye, but they'll have the Irish language with them.
Yes.
Yeah, I understand.
And they are learning bits and pieces in primary school. Even in their own primary school, it's not an Irish skill that they're at, but they are learning different words at school.
But it is so substantially part and parcel of where the Irish people have come from, the inhabitants of this island today. You know, if you look back, in our music, we love the work, for instance, the March of Brian Boru, done by a great composer in the Republic. It's all tying in a sense, with the grand days of our history.
It's all about promoting and being proud of where you're from, again, without, as you alluded to, without forcing it on anybody or linking it to anything political. Or it shouldn't be like that, and it's certainly not the case with the group that has taken up the course, and even our teacher, Tarlac, he has done it in a great manner, in a great way. So it's been all good and positive, you know, and it's all about promoting the language. Yeah,
I really think, and I'm glad I raised the point I did raise earlier. You alluded to it there again, but it's so wonderful that whatever gate we have come through, that it's now not linked into one particular persuasion or ideology, that it's there for everybody. It's all, dare I say it, it's almost a yuppie thing to do Irish nowadays. Everybody wants to be, what are you doing? Oh, I'm learning Irish, and everybody's happy, you know, it's all good. But I know, but I mean, in practical day-to-day terms, you have already had the opportunity to use it, but how will it enhance your professional life as you go forward?
Well, I think as the Irish language is promoted more and there are more and more people do it, you'll get more inquiries through it. And even we have had people coming into reception in building control, you know, have requested the possibility of the application forms in Irish. And that's
really?
Yes, that's something we're trying to do. So it will grow, and the fact that we have people in the council that are capable of having an initial conversation, you know, that's going to help promote the language.
It might have been helped. Sorry, please.
No, sir. I was just going to say, and we do receive correspondence through in Irish as well, so it is good to be able to, at a glance.
Yeah.
You know.
There was a story not so very long ago of a place in Belfast. Someone had sent in had addressed an envelope to the organisation in Irish. And the post office, it was somewhere along the line, it was ditched and it was disregarded, just as a protest thing. But wouldn't it be nice if the new Minister for the Gaeltacht in the Republic of Ireland could speak Irish? She can't. Did you know that?
No. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
No,
well,
that's news.
It is news. She said, I did it up to leaving cert, and then it left me. No more. But I mean, that's their business. What they do is, if they want to put a non-speaker in charge of the Gaeltacht, then that's another issue entirely.
I think we said that at the start about the last time any of us may have done Irish was at school.
Was that the case for you,
that would have been the case for me, but I always enjoyed languages at school, and not just Irish, but like yourself, as you said, I enjoy listening to people
Yeah.
speaking the language, and you're drawn to it.
You are.
And I enjoy trying to understand what they're saying. And again, you look at the television programs. I mean, generally speaking, even in the political side, even from Brussels, I mean, there are translations coming out from Brussels in Irish.
Yeah.
So I mean, from the point of view of career opportunities as well, Irish is offering much more, both there and through the media, a much broader career base than it ever did.
It's been very much on the back foot.
Yes.
Are we seeing a real possibility of a renaissance?
Hopefully.
I don't know if that's the purpose of what we're doing. From our point of view, yes, there is an obligation. It has been recognised, as we said, the minority language. This council have undertaken and have obligated themselves to the promotion of the Irish language. We're just assisting in that.
Yeah,
And
of course.
we are a bilingual council, so
Yeah.
You know,
When will
it's-
you have bilingual council meetings where you'll have a translation, a simultaneous translation happening in the council chamber at the meetings? Is that on the cards at all?
possibly in the future.
I think the key to it is, as we maybe said already, is not to force it on
No,
anyone. You
I
know,
understand.
we weren't forced to,
Yeah.
to attend this course. We all
Yeah.
attend of our own free
Well,
will.
I was forced at school and I didn't learn it, so I'm the proof of your pudding, I tell you.
Yeah, it is personal choice.
Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah, and that makes a difference because, as we said, the beauty of the language, the sound of the language. That day when I was filming Jarlath Burns on the shore of Carlingford, Camla Lake, reading from the poetry of Art McCooey, I just want to sit down and listen to it all day. It was beautiful. You know, there's a romanticism to it. It's almost a fairy tale kind of thing. So the idea for the council initiative, what's the genesis of the idea? Where did it come from?
Well, through with the Irish Language Liaison Committee and you've good relations. And
Your committee that you're in.
yes, and you've Trasa.
So was it your idea?
No, I'll not
No.
take claim for it. No, you've Trasa and Ursula, who are part of the Irish language, and along with Mickey Walsh, and they do a lot of work. You know, it hasn't been easy for them trying to promote the language. So it came from there, and it grown, and there was funding provided for it, and we're hoping that continues.
Where will your linguistic journey take you next, both in terms of Irish and in terms of the wider European languages?
That's up for debate, isn't it? I would like to think that the opportunity will continue within the council
Yeah.
to develop our understanding and opportunity to speak again the Irish language. Clearly, under the council's current policy, the development and the use of the Irish language within the council will widen. And if we can assist that in some small way
Yeah.
by learning, well, that's beneficial both to the council and to the public.
Yeah.
Who
It
can
is said, of
encounter
course, that
services.
the ideal way to learn it is to speak it.
Yes.
And now you have the grounding in it, you have the ability to start off and to do that. Will there be an environment in which you can, on a day and daily basis, start to use it and talk it?
We use it before our classes on a Friday afternoon.
Yeah,
We
but that's not what I'm
spend,
talking about.
No,
Before
but
the classes.
that's just maybe an initial conversation that we
Yeah.
start among ourselves for half an hour or an hour. But it's like anything else. Hopefully it'll grow and
It'll
you'll
grow
get that scenario.
organically.
Yes.
There it'll be. I'm delighted. I wish you well. There'll be much more of the joyful musicality of the language greeting me out of the council, and we have taken back the language for the people of the. But is it Munster Irish? Is it Ulster Irish? Is it Newry Irish? Is it Omeath Irish that you're speaking? I suppose that's the other thing.
But some of the phrases are across the country. Some of them are Ulster.
Yeah.
Ulster Irish. Our teachers from Belfast. So.
Yeah. So has Belfast got its own kind of very specific twang, so to speak, its own dialect? Has it?
Well, our lecturer Tarlac definitely has his own way of doing things, but it's been fun.
Yeah. Listen to me. If you give an email address to Ryan on the desk, he will send you the link to this interview, and please use it any way you want to promote what you're doing. Okay?
Thank you very
God
much.
bless you.
Thank
Go
you.
well.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you very
Fintan,
much.
all the
Thank
best
you.
to you.
Thank you.
Cheers,
Nice to
Aisling.
meet you.
Take care.
Thank you.
Good to see you. And give Liam my regards.